at 8:17, and Mr. Blanchard, could you please give us a report on your meeting with the Board of Health?
Oh, he doesn't know. Reggie knows.
Okay.
They are not, they tabled it because that item is not on their agenda.
What the hell is that? Okay, so we have,
Can you go get their agenda off the board? Just out of curiosity. Sorry.
that's fine, this is your,
Are you guys in session?
Now
we're back in session, yeah, 1 minute ago. Sure.
Yeah, we have a PCL, but we didn't approve it. It's for somebody that works at the library. She also works at the school. So what they want to do now is add some more hours. It's going to put her into a benefited position. Way back when, I know it was an issue before anybody got put into a benefited position, people trying to hear about it. That's still the case.
We would also look right back to you as what's the budget like for
But
it?
there's no budget for benefits. That comes out of the central budget.
True.
So, and again, she's still between the school and the library, who pays her overtime, it shouldn't be overtime, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Would you recommend it?
The only issue is, there's not at the time. We just didn't know if the benefit issue was ever discussed.
Yeah, okay. It hasn't been, to my knowledge, so we have to work on it. We have two things going at once.
we need to, if we're going to go back before they get out of there.
Right. So can we go back into recess?
Do you,
Oh, no, we can work on the PCF, but we'll have a quorum here.
do you agree with me that?
Yeah, I agree. So who wants to go over?
He wants to.
A couple of us call.
What is it? It is on the
Well,
agenda?
I need a quorum here to go to the PCFs.
I make a motion to approve the personal change form.
Remember this is the one that's putting it into,
No, this is not.
oh, that's not.
I got another one here.
Okay.
Go get him before they go.
That's a termination.
Need a second?
Yes.
Second.
Okay, so we have a motion made and seconded to approve a personnel change form. Let me just give the details here. Benjamin James Hogan. It's a reappointment, see attached. It has been signed by Department Head PQB. Finance Committee recommended it. We would be the last. This is, he left for military duty August 31st, 2007, was in the Army, now returned to serve the town. Signed Steve Hyde, Fire Chief. So the motion was made, seconded, and actually approved. I just wanted to make sure that the record showed what we were
Do
approving.
you need to sign anything?
Yeah. Well, those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, the next one here is a personnel change form, which is a part-time resignation.
There was a resignation there, is that Catherine?
Yes, Catherine
She resigned from the library.
Catherine Cooper has resigned from the library, last working day August 19, no accrued vacation days, adequate notice was given. Employee signature is here, and it's been approved by all the relevant approving bodies. It's a part-time position. Any action? What would the board like to do?
Well, but she's resigning,
Right.
so.
Well, sometimes we might want to ask somebody from the library, was her service particularly commendable, such that somebody from the board might want to recommend a letter or something like that?
Now, I'm president of Friends, I'm not on the library board, so I really can't speak to it.
Okay, so we can simply sign off on this as we need to do, though, on resignations. Okay,
Okay.
so we need to move it and approve it.
I move to approve the resignation of Catherine Cooper.
Okay, those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and then this one would be the Janine is the split?
Domino?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just a second extension for a temporary.
Oh, okay, sure, because this is still not, right.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so we have here also a personnel change form, a PCF, for Janine Domina, who would then, this is an extension to work. Says here a change in position, though.
Which one's that?
On-
Domina.
Yeah, well, she's temporary until 12, she was temporary until the end of this month. So now it's an extension, 3 months.
Okay, all right, that's fine. Okay, so the job was posted and those things. So this basically is an extension of the current role from July 1st to 12/31. 12/30.
No, October 1st, I believe, isn't it?
12:30.
12/30, until 12/30.
Yeah. Okay.
So I move to approve the extension of the temporary position, employee.
Temporary position,
Yeah,
right. Good
temporary
term.
position.
Okay.
Second.
Do we have a second? Those in favor? Aye. Okay. All right, thanks very much. John Furman, I don't know, was he talking with you?
No, John Furman was at meeting with the finance committee, David Garza.
Only, okay, so we don't know where John
I'm
Furman
not
is?
sure what happened. Yeah.
Okay, so he's, okay. MIA, I suppose. Okay,
I'll just reschedule.
thanks. Okay, thank you very much to the Finance Committee. So we are still in session, so we can,
If I may repeat, and again, I didn't fully repeat everything what the Board of Health said, but they feel that the Select Board are kind of forcing them to make that decision.
that's right, absolutely,
And
yeah.
they, on honesty, they said they don't appreciate it, and that's what's happening right now.
Okay, that's what we'll say, that's what we do.
Exactly. If Board of Health feels that we're pushing them to make a decision, then actually that's the idea.
That's a good observation on their part of what we're doing, because that's what we're doing. So we have a pretty good clarity between our intention and the perception out there.
So
And in this day and age, that's rare.
we're in the middle.
Do we have time for a discussion? Do you have some open time?
Well, open time for the public would need to be frankly on the agenda, John, or some, unless it's an item.
Well, we did the public.
I can ask for another public, yes, I have the option to do that. And
I just want to know if we could add, I have a question about the town administrator. Because the finance committee is voted a few weeks ago, and we're very much in favor of having 2 positions.
right,
Because, and I think, everybody's
Right.
very much in favor of work. And I talked to Dave Keelson a couple weeks ago, and he was in favor of that too. You know, what you do, who you put in, to the town administrator, that's, you guys can decide and all that, but we don't think it's a one position, because there's things not getting done now that she has no time to do.
And he's
we-
referring to ordering of a filing cabinet, but
Right.
I'm,
But our thought is, we fully, she's in a temporary position now, so we fully want to get her involved with the budgeting process, which is going to take more of her time. So, and I think Derek was suggested, even if we don't hire a full-time, we can get a student, or maybe get a intern or something like that, and you can.
or even a work-off, utilize again, I always suggest that work-off program. Have the folks come in and do the filing or answering the phone.
I know we're interested in saving money. I know town of Chesterfield has a town administrator, they're hiring a clerk because they're over, waiting for same things for people. I can't imagine us doing that.
no, absolutely, and that is number one on our agenda as soon as we get through the senior center, and we're trying to force that to conclusion right now. But Reggie and I, we've had some preliminary conversations about how to best divide up all of the tasks that fit over there in that office and what that would look like with respect to the various positions. And honestly, I haven't had time to get down and meet with you, but I certainly will later this week. I will have some time. So we're coming up with the position descriptions and what's the best way to do this, because we have the options of actually going back to a circuit rider style of town administrator, and I've been approached by a couple of folks who are interested in doing that on a temporary, like a part-time basis, is one possibility. Another possibility would be anything from a full-time town administrator to what we had versus splitting those duties up and having 2, or so we don't know exactly how it will come out yet. But we're looking for, frankly, the most efficient, effective, and economical, the 3 E's of ways of getting all the work done. And we realize right now we're behind the curve. So that's where we are. But we certainly are.
I think we appreciate it if we could be involved before it's finalized. Like
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
These are-
Right. Absolutely.
Besides the 3 Ds,
professionally.
Right, but don't you think,
She's a valuable resource.
No, I know.
We want to make sure, whatever it is, I don't know, but, we can't afford to be without her. We can,
Well, I think that Reggie will concur that I've said to her both formally in this meeting and many, many times informally, if you get overburdened, to call
Absolutely,
me.
yep.
Would you agree with
Absolutely.
that?
Yep.
What's best for the town is the most on our list, but obviously, we have some allegiance.
don't you think we should get a committee to discuss, town administrator, what they should
I would-
have in order of, being qualified, rather than one person making the decision of what is good or bad for that position? That it should be more of a democratic,
I think the scary part is you three, whatever three, can make a long-term decision for the town without having input from maybe parties that should have input.
right.
And whether it's a good or bad decision, I don't know how you rule, but I think to make it transparent, you should get input.
Exactly, that's what I'm advocating for, is having a committee.
And yeah, but I think she should be on the committee too, because she brings background. It's a little self-serving, but I think it's important to get the views.
Well, here's what Reggie and I are looking at doing is essentially doing an inventory of the tasks, duties, responsibilities, and qualifications for the entire office of the select board and the town, all of those things. And then, absolutely, just as we did when we went through the hiring process with Diana, there was a committee formed, there was a search committee formed for the town administrator. And we got lots and lots of applicants and all those things, and we interviewed, we went down to a short list and all of those things, but those were relative to the job. What we have right now, it's been my experience, it's what I do for a living, as you know, it's helping people in their careers, is that over time, careers tend to, or the job responsibilities change, they morph into what needs to get done and those things. So we want to make sure that the job description we have and that we post and bring to the committee is accurate. So we're going after a person who has the competency to handle those duties. That's what
It sounds like the committee
You
would
two
be,
putting a job description together, I think it's a great start.
It's an inventory.
But there's going to be other people, finance committee, Dave Kilson, we're going to say, well, gee, what about putting this in there?
Sure, absolutely. So we've got to start somewhere. My experience has been give something to people so that they can react to it and make constructive changes. Because I'm doing a talk next week with 100 people in a room. Oh my God, how am I going to do that? Because you're going to have all these different opinions and you get bogged down in that. But if you write something on a board and get them to react to it first, you can...
You see that every 2 weeks right here, Jess. You should be good at that.
so maybe this committee could be a
Absolutely.
committee drawn from the finance group, David. I mean, we could have a democratic committee that would cover the
There's a
kinds
strong
of inputs
faction
that
in
we
this,
need.
there's a strong faction in this town that wants to go to a town charter, which would require a town manager, which has significantly more authority than the town administrator.
Right, yep, we do,
I
I'm
know
sorry,
the
John.
difference too, very well, so. So that's a whole different thing, but there's some folks in town who would like to see that.
That's a process. Right now, we don't, that could be years away, right?
Yes.
But if they have the right to bring up that, they can sabotage the process by coming in with that too.
Well, the committee should be set up with people that you know are looking out for the town.
Then you're going for a preordained conclusion, so why have a committee?
Well, not preordained, I mean, job description, I'd love to see what it is, and what you want to enter, obviously, maybe build something on that.
My whole point here is that, I'm a genetically deficient idealist. I would love to see things happen nicely and, smoothly and calmly. We all get together and constructively get to the situation. Foolish? Okay.
There's some genetics, it's just,
Okay. No, but you're right. You're absolutely right. And it's good. So even this
it sounds
discussion.
like, we're going to take that back.
Yeah, we are, absolutely. It's just a matter of having the time, but we're also coming up on budget season too. That's going to be here before we know it.
That's what we're ready, we want to sit down and start talking, but we need the year end done, we need the first couple of months of the fiscal year, because we don't have anything to look at now.
Right, I hear you. So you need that.
I'd like to make a motion to give Reggie an assistant right now to help her with paperwork and filing. Some money,
Johnson and Hill Time Service.
Right.
There's other
Or-
stuff, we use them extensively. I can make a call.
Instead of spending money, why not, like I said, I've already reached out to Jennifer Peliquin at the Council on Aging, and I asked her if she had anybody that can help me with the filing or with the answering the phones, and she does. So can we reach out that way first before you?
A volunteer?
There's 4 volunteers for that work-off program that will qualify.
You
So
don't
can
work
I
off
reach
these?
out that way?
They work off their tax.
Yeah, taxes, these are people with a certain income level. Barb, you know the income level, don't you, on the work?
Yes. Those who qualify financially
Right.
can take up to $750 off their tax bill in exchange for work.
So we
Once you
would,
get somebody qualified, I mean,
Well, it's just filing and answering phones and,
so we need to then define the position and how much, what's the barter rate. So, yeah, I think it's a great idea, sure. So what do we need to do in terms of procedure to do that?
first. Oops. Sorry.
We need to vet the volunteers first to make sure that they are at the appropriate
Yes.
income levels.
And there's one in, yes.
Okay. So why don't we, you want to do that? I can't make motions, it's up to you.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to find a qualified volunteer to
Or
assist.
volunteers.
Volunteers, pardon me, to assist Reggie in the town administrator's office as soon as possible.
Thank you.
I'll second that.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to find qualified volunteer or volunteers to help Reggie as soon as possible in the office. Those in favor? Aye. All right.
So that would be very helpful to you?
Yeah, just for the filing, answering the phones, and that way I can focus. I come in, I stay late Thursday nights, I come in Fridays, like always, but I can focus on the paperwork, not answer the phones. So, yes.
Okay, and then as a backup, should we not do that, we can call Andrea and call or somebody.
but you need some help out there.
Yep, good thought. But again, in public and full view, if you get overwhelmed,
I know.
or even a
But
bit.
I'm not. I'm holding back. Sorry, John. I'm holding my own for now, but that does help, so I'm not going to deny no help whatsoever.
All right, okay. Because you have been put into a sort of a 100-year storm here.
Yes.
100-year, that was the cemetery fence. That's right. Yeah, this is something similar.
Great job, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, so we are going to go back into recess. No, just to thank you for all your hard work, and we will find out what's going on with your financial numbers, too.
Yeah, I'm gonna give Dave a call tomorrow, I called him tonight, he wasn't there, so.
Okay.
If he says I holiday,
What's that?
if he says I holiday, I'm probably gonna do it. I'm getting a little frustrated with the numbers, but I'll apologize after.
Thanks, Linda. Thank you, Derek. Okay, we're going to go back into recess.